So I'm Krishika Nilakandam. I am a tech speaker at Mozilla and I am a fourth year undergrad student at Sir N. Vishweshwara Institute of Technology. So I'll be speaking about AFrame, which is a library used to build virtual reality websites. Yes, you heard it right, websites. So what basically is virtual reality? It is nothing but it is a simulation of a physical presence in an interactive and virtual 3D world. I'm sure most of you know what virtual reality is all about. It's just an introduction to it. Yeah, in order to experience virtual reality, you need some kind of hardware. Almost all of you would have heard of what Google Cardboard is and devices like that. So in order to experience VR, you have two different kinds of devices. It can be a tethered one or an untethered one. In a tethered one, you need a wire. Your device is connected using a wire to a system which generates the content, VR content you require to view the virtual reality website on the device. Whereas in the untethered one, you just have the mobile placed right there in the device and you have the content ready. So it's just about the hardware. Now, there is a lot of friction among the VR ecosystems, right? There are gatekeepers. What I mean by this is, if you want to develop some apps, there are app stores where your apps are reviewed before those can be available for the public use, right? And it takes time. Then you have installs. We have a lot of apps in our mobiles and we don't want another one app to try out some new thing because we are really low on space. We have a lot of other things to do. And then it's a closed source. So a lot of things that people do in virtual reality, it's like a black box. No one knows what happens inside. You only get to see the content on those devices. So what if we could change this? So Mozilla developed this API called the WebVR. What it is an open virtual reality platform with the advantages of the web. So you have advantages like it is open source. So you have the code available everywhere. You can go check it, remix it, try it out yourself, and also submit your own work, which can be used by the people all around the world, right? And then it is connected. And what is connected? You have a huge community out there who are ready to help you wherever you are stuck, be it something you're working on your personal project, a VR project, or if you're contributing to Mozilla, then you don't have to doubt about it. And then it is instant. Now, why is this instant? Because it is on the web. So you create a content and host it, and bam, you have it available for everyone all over the world to check out your virtual reality website. You don't have to wait for someone to review your app or stuff like that, or you don't have to wait for it to be available for some other person to view it, right? So that's about it. It's just, it enables the WebGL rendering on the headsets and it accesses the VR sensors. It's just about the WebVR, you can just go have a read about it. I'm just introducing stuff. So what is the browser support for WebVR? It is currently supported by Firefox, Nicely, Chromium and Samsung Internet. But for the other browsers, you can use something called polyfills. Polyfills are nothing but, it is a piece of, I'm sure most of you are aware of it, it is just a piece of code that helps you, run a feature in a browser which is incompatible to that feature. So you can just use polyfills to run your VR websites as well. And now, initially, people used to write VR websites using something called 3JS. 3.js is nothing but a fantastic 3D JavaScript rendering library. It presumably it simplifies the task of writing VR websites. But in order to write a particular VR website using 3JS, you need to follow so many steps, even for the simplest of even the simplest bit. So in case you just want to try out, say you just want to place a chair in a virtual environment, just to try that out, you need to follow so many steps. And it's really demotivating for beginners because you don't want to face so many hassles. You just want to get things done and try it out and check if it actually interests you. So you might not want to go through all these steps. So here, what if we could replace all those steps by a single line called an A-scene? What this A-scene is, it is part of the A-frame library, which is again built by Mozilla. So it is a web framework which makes building virtual reality websites easier because you can now code VR in something as simple as HTML. I'm sure all of us read HTML in our school days. So if you can build something as cool as VR in just HTML, nothing can be simpler than that. And AFrame allows you to do that. How it is? It provides a tag called a scene, inside which you will write all the components that you want to include in your VR scene. What is a scene basically is you have a single web page in case of a web browser, and if it is a virtual reality environment we are talking about, that's called a scene. That's just the difference. And this is just an example. If you had to code for a 3D box in a virtual environment using 3.js, you had to write say 5 lines of code, and if you use AFrame instead of 3.js, this whole thing can be implemented by just replacing it with this one line. It is just called a box, and all the attributes of that go right in there inside that tag, and your box is ready. So I'll just show you a simple hello world example. So it has 5 components: a box, cylinder, sphere, plane, sky. Now sky is basically just the backdrop, 360-degree sphere background for the VR. And if you implement this in your HTML code, just this much piece of code, you'll get something as cool as this. So on this screen it looks really flat, but if you put it in a VR device, it is actually a 360-degree view where these things are in 3D. With just so much of code. That's easy, right? You can just try it out and check if it actually interests you. So we also have some tools available like Magica, Voxel, Blender and Maya that allow you to create a 3D model that you can directly implement in your HTML code to generate, say, any particular scene in the VR website. So these tools are available for free as well as paid. It depends on your use case. So there are a couple of, like, only a few of those attributes which you need to specify for the VR object. So as you saw the position, it is the X, Y and Z coordinates in the 360-degree environment. There is rotation, in which angle and by how much angle the object needs to rotate, if it needs to rotate. So these are some of the attributes you need to define, and using which you can build a whole array of events like these. So only with so many attributes you can have so many other stuff implemented just right there. Now I'll just talk a bit about augmented reality. Any Pokemon Go fans here? Yeah, so you definitely know the difference between virtual reality and augmented reality, right? So virtual is completely an unreal world, whereas augmented is virtual present in a real world. Like part of it is virtual and part of it is real. The best example is Pokemon Go again. Now AFrame's work on augmented reality is currently under progress, but it's going on really soon. So in case you want to get started, this is really great opportunity. And I need not talk about the community. I guess Mrinal already spoke about it. It's a great community, and you just have any query regarding anything that you do, you get instant replies from people who've actually built AFrame. There's this person called Kevin Go, who is Mozilla VR's developer, and he has recently released these painters and stuff in which you can just draw in the air, you can paint in the air. You'll get replies from him directly if you have any queries. So the community is so strong, and it's looking out for contributors. So I think it's a good place to get started. So the website is aframe.io. You can go check it out. It is very neatly documented website. You have everything, including the code samples, and it's only like, as I showed you, there are like only a couple of attributes, components, and you can try out each and every component actually. So the whole thing is very simple, and you can just remix different things to get what you want. So these are some of the links where you can check out the demos and stuff. And in case you want to join us join as a contributor to AFrame or the WebVR, you can just join the Telegram group, or get in touch with me. I'll be around if you have any questions, because I don't think we have time for questions. Thank you so much.